I use a variety of activities to show students how the moon phases change. This is one I like to start with. I give students a styrofoam ball on a skewer. Their head will represent the Earth, and so they will see the view of the moon from the Earth's perspective. It's important to show the tilt of the moon's orbit, otherwise the student's head will eclipse the moon every single time. Here, my student demonstrates the way that you have to have your students move in order to see the phases. Obviously, the tilt is exaggerated, because if you tilted the moon's orbit at 5 degrees to the ecliptic, your head would still eclipse it because your arms are not long enough to hold the moon far enough away for 5 degrees to work. I tell them that this is exaggerated and explain why. Then I show them a diagram with the real numbers. Here is the same motion, but from the perspective of the person holding the ball. Notice how the shadow moves across, making moon phases. This is the darkest room I could find in the building. There are no windows. However, the light still bounces off the white walls. When you are the one holding it, it is fairly clear that the shadow is moving. So we see the new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, and waning crescent, and the new moon again. During other parts of my moon phase lesson, I will use spheres painted half black to show what we see from Earth's perspective of the lit or dark side of the moon. Showing where the light and dark parts of the moon are is an important part of helping students understand moon phases. However, this can reinforce the misconception that one side of the moon is always dark and one side is always light. So another thing I like about this particular activity is that you can see the light and dark cover all parts of the moon at some point. Notice that I am keeping the same part of the moon facing me, the Earth, just like the real moon always has one side facing us. It is not always dark, nor is it always lit. My most recent change to this lesson came from this man at the NSTA conference in Nashville, Tennessee in the spring of 2016. He was with the National Earth Science Teachers Association, and he says that for the same activity he uses a darker ball because it is easier to see the light and dark, and he makes craters so that you can actually see the light move across the crater. One side of the crater will be lit and then dark.